I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the best rapper in L.A.Podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though? All right, y'all. Check. I just realized that every time I do this, I have these fucking headphones on. And I can't hear my vocals in the headphones any fucking way. Goodbye to the headphones. Hello to Lookin Fly.
Fly like an eagle, fly in the 85, candy painted regal. Fly like a dove, I come from up above. I'm rapping on the mic and you can call me Murs Love.
We spoke about LP last week and how that relationship really started in 1997. This relationship started in 1993 when I first met Will. And before that, it started in 92 when we moved back to the neighborhood and I kind of got in my groove. So yeah, about 93 too, I started getting, so maybe I didn't meet Will till 94, 95. But when I started getting into my weird old bag and like really like dressing strange and shit, family owns and operates a dry cleaners. Once again, born 2509 South Central Avenue, Bowers and Sons Cleaners. We deliver if you live in one of the lofts downtown or whatever. If you need to drop something off your dry clean, altered, whatever the fuck, we're here for you. Bedding, curtains, all that shit. There's something called the deadline. My mom and my family has been in the community, so we definitely clean police uniforms, Metro workers uniforms, choir robes, but also another element of Black Americans in our community is the criminal element. And so we clean dickies, we starch dickies, we dry clean white t-shirts. But back in the days when there was a code, all the Bloods, Crips, whatever, and nobody brought the drama in there. My mom said, pull up your pants. And next she's going to call you Mr., let's say, Mr. Carter, and you call her Miss Bowers, and we're going to talk in complete sentences. We're not going to use any foul languages. I'm going to make sure your dickies are creased to blood Crip 13 perfection. And then you will leave my establishment with no violence and no street talk. And I will count your money, look you in the eye, smile, and you ask you about your mama, ask you about your sister, your kid. How are things? You'll feel like a human and respected as long as you show respect. And that's what I pride. I think my mother, my grandfather, my uncles, our family, pride. It doesn't matter what you do. We once you exit that door, that's your business. When you come in here, as long as you come with respect, you're going to get it. So my mom, when you leave things in your pockets, you staple them to the ticket. My mom would staple crack back to the ticket. Like you left something in your pants. Not, because there'll be police officers come in there, you know what I mean? But to the back of your ticket, your rocks would still be there. Your weight, your little powder in your pocket, every bullets, whatever. Maybe not the bullets. but yeah, like I have on occasion I've cleaned a bulletproof vest or two. So those people will come in and be like, yo, Ms. Bowers, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to jail. Can you hold my clothes for me? So that, some people would go and FUBU would be in style. And if people came back and picked up their FUBU, it wasn't in style anymore. But we kept the clothes. But aside from those clothes, unfortunately or fortunately, there are also the elderly and our elders in the community. And they had these what I learned were called guayaveras. And for me, I could fit my Walkman. Guayaveras are the Latin, Cuban, Mexican. I've seen all kind of Latin men in them, but I believe they're originally Cubans. And with the buttons down front, and there's like little, like sometimes if they're nice, there's pleats and designs down the front going vertically. And there's 4 pockets, sometimes just 2. But I was like, pockets? If you know, like hip hop pockets is the thing. You got flyers, cigarettes, BDs, weed, Walkman tapes, all that shit back in the day. So like, I needed pockets. I used to carry around a lunchbox. I used to carry this Power Rangers lunchbox that would have my Walkman, everything in it. Also a big advertisement, like whatever gangbanger bullshit I'm not having any problem, bro. I got a Power Rangers lunchbox.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, too hot to handle.
Yeah, nowadays, like, somebody would probably assume I was on the spectrum. And maybe I am, but I would, look, bro, don't come at me with the nonsense. But it also was a solution for pockets and backpacks. So I'd take off my backpack to get my Walkman. Anyway, it was a tactical advantage. But once I found a wire Veda, like, I could put everything in those pockets. I could buy my BDs, my lighter, my weed, everything, tapes, everything could fit in there. So when older Latin men or some black men in the community had them, would pass away, I would be like, Mom, let me get that. Mr. Robinson ain't gonna use that. You know what I mean? No disrespect, but sometimes there'd be like some fly leisure suits they'd have. I would pillage the dead rack for people who actually were passed away. We didn't call it the dead. We call it dead rack because those clothes were no longer in rotation, not because people died. So I could never get, if I wanted to, I might be able to wear such and such as FUBU and ball, but I was never into that shit. But the people who transitioned and left like fly old men clothes, I would be wearing those. And I guess I say fly. So when I would wear those, people would be like, hey, cuz, you look like Will.i.am, cuz, and I'd be like, who the fuck is Will.i.am? Hey, cuz, don't he remind you of that nigga Will.i.am? That nigga weird, cuz. And that how it started. I started hearing that. Cuz, you look like Will.i.am.
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 That's how I came in contact. Then I heard the At Band Clan when they signed to Ruthless Records.
Puddles of H2O. It's just a 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 puddles of H2O. I'm on my zone. Microphones lit up so it's shiny, bright and chrome. Lyrical masterpieces of glass shattered across the floor. So devils watch your back, come shabazz. H2O on the water zone. Lyrical Asiatic panic automatic.
And had a song called Puddles of H2O. And then they got dropped from Ruthless, or Easy died. And they were released. And I think this is the window where I was all around LA going to this open mics in general, whether it's the Good Life, Project Blow, whatever. But there was also another one called for the Foundation Funk Collective. And I forget a lot of names. I'm sorry, but it's mostly a Pinoy Pinay, Filipino organization. And we had open mics all Silver Lake, Echo Park. There was one like that was it's a vacant lot now, but right between Chinatown by Union Station and the 110, like literally right off the freeway exit. Like where it would, I don't know how they built that building. It was a weird building that was there for years. And I think in that building or another spot, one of those spots I saw, it was just Will and me and I believe Taboo maybe and just a couple other dancers and DJ. So it'd be couple DJs, couple B-boys, and a couple rappers. And like literally 5 or 6 of us some nights. And it got bigger. Some nights it'd be big. Some nights they'd change locations. Like we were just at youth centers. I don't know all the politics behind what it took to get the spots. But I'm grateful. And it was like a vital part of me growing up in the scene and also getting some reps in where you go to the Good Life, you can't just be freestyle. You're not going to get a lot of mic time. But this is like, okay, I can go here and get ready. And with the open mic thing, I do ground waves now. That's what it is. Just having that was so essential to building Will, to building me, to building so many MCs. I want to provide that space. So if you're listening and you go to ground waves, go to other open mics because ground waves is in most markets the open mic. Make sure you go to the other one. Yeah, I went, to one recently in downtown Bentonville, headquarters to Walmart, open mic down there. And it was so random. If the guy listens to the podcast, I forgot to tell the guy about podcast. A guy that builds mountain bike tracks walked in with his dad, and he was just building a mountain bike track in Bentonville, which is supposedly the mountain biking capital of America, but maybe not. But there's some great mountain biking there. And he was passing through with his homie and his homie's dad. And he walked into the bar, saw me on the mic, and I walked in. I was like, is Murs at an open mic at a bar in downtown Bentonville? And we just started kicking it, man. So I love about you all that listen and just love my music. I love to meet you. I stood in there, talked to him and his dad for 2 hours. Like, he had to kick us out of the bar. But, his story was amazing. He literally build mountain. You go into a place in the wilderness and you're paid to build a mountain biking trail. Like, that's one of those things, like, it can't be perfect, but it has to be kind of rough, and then it has to be safe. Like, all the thought in him just express, I'm really interested in things, in just humans. And thank God, I don't know what it's like when some commercial rappers meet their fans. They probably don't talk to them, and I don't know, it's probably not as interesting. Like, I feel like I'm biased. I love you guys. I think you were probably more interesting than the average commercial rap fan. So I'm like, holy shit. Like, I'm just hanging on every word. And then the dude's father, I'm like, how did you get in the mix? And he's like, it just, most humans too, if you take the time to listen, everybody has such an engaging story, and that was just a dope moment. But because I still go to open mics and I'll rock, because when I do ground waves, I'm the host, and I felt uncomfortable rapping there. But I was like, oh, y'all are having one the next night? I'm about to just show up and do my thing. Like, I'm about, yeah, motherfucker, what? Like, oh, I still get down. Like, I like that feeling, especially now that I'm not rapping as much. But that's where I met Will. When they got back on, they got signed to Interscope, and so it was like the Diamond Club or something. It was right on the corner, right around the corner from the Roosevelt, or one block up from the Roosevelt Hotel. And it was a popping club. It was a nice club. I had never been there, but I heard Black Eyed Peas were there, so I showed up with my tapes. This night I'll never forget, because I was selling for real, so it had to be 97, 98, 99, somewhere around there. And I always say, like, look, I would yell at people like, look, you know me, you're going to see me at every hip-hop show. If you spend $5, $10, everybody's hanging out trying to smoke cigarettes, and I'm selling. I would literally be yelling. The Roosevelt was where I first went to the Rap Sheet convention and stood on a table in the lobby. I remember looking at E40 and his Versace and D-Shot and their Versace shirts. And I stood on the table and Eminem and otherwise, and all those dudes were in there battling. I said, I don't give a fuck who's battling. I'm the coldest motherfucker. I'm not doing no sanctioned, organized battle shit. I'm from the streets. This is the hip hop. I got $100 in my pocket right now. What is it? I'll battle anybody in this fucking room. I'm the dopest motherfucker here. Standing on a table in the lobby, and there's a bunch of rappers. Out of my mind, bro.
Motherfuckers must got 32 whack cracked invertebrate. Motherfuckers get quacked. The mic, I murder it. I'm hella drunk and faded, but I still say it. Lay it down smooth and proper.
A couple years later, I'm still on the same shit, a block up at the Club of Diamonds out front of the Black Eyed Peas show. Like, yo, what's up? I got tapes for sale. You know I'm out here all the time. If you don't like the tape, next time you see me, call me out. I sold a tape to a dude one night here, and I see him maybe a year and a half later at Project Blow, and he asked for his money back. I'm like, yo, all right. He thought he was embarrassing me, like, stop me in the middle of cyber. Hey, man, that tape, that blue tape you sold, remember at Black Eyed Peas show, you said if I bought it, it was whack? I want my money back.
Get this shit. It's no rhetoric. Get rid of it if it's whack. And
I stopped rapping, gave bro his money back. I don't think I should have asked for the tape. But fast forward 10 years from that, I think once this album comes out, I see him again, and he was like, bro, I was hating, and you're dope, and you kept to it. I respect that. And it was just a mutual respect. That's 3 interactions I had with one person. But that night, I remember I met that guy that night. But it was a memorable night because I went in. It was the first time I had really been in a club that nice in Hollywood, but I was able to get in because I wasn't still in contact with Will and Tabbin, but we just see each other, and, it was a mutual respect thing. So I was able to get in. I don't know who got us in that night, maybe Motivate or somebody, a poet named Life, shout out to him, who's related to the guy who owns Riff. Shout out to Riff LA. If you are in the mood for some aftermarket sneakers, hit up Riff, legendary Los Angeles sneakers boutique. I go in there, man. And this is before I know Will. Like, and this is when Will started, like, his story. We started having, like, mutuals, more mutuals, and we're all getting older. I'm asking about him, and his story's kind of resonating. And I kind of heard that maybe he was from the projects or something. But I'm like, where? From the Nickersons? Because he's not a blood. Like, if you come out, like, I believe that Will was able to come out of the projects he came out of because he was an anomaly, like a black kid in a most predominantly Mexican projects. Like, that same spirit could have been raised in the Nickersons or Jordan Downs, and you would have got co-opted because you're black. You look like there was no, like, you didn't stick out. You weren't as much. I think that helped, but I could be wrong. But it's something I'd like to sit down and talk with him about one day. but he was just able to get out of there. So I was like, he's really from the projects. How is he not a blood? Or how is he not from PJ Watt? Like, you know, like all these, why is he not from Bounty Hunters? Like, how is he not? I don't know if that's true. But this night, bro, like L.A. always like especially Hollywood. Hollywood is hood as fuck. But it's hood in a different way, especially since they have the red line that comes. You could come from Watts, switch from the blue, I think blue to the orange to the red, or blue to the red, blue line that comes from Watts, and get to Hollywood. And it was people from random hoods. It's just it's rough. This dude walked in and started talking shit to Will, man, from the front row, like right in front of me. Hey, blood. Fuck that, blah, 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 blood. I'm like, oh, shit, man. What the fuck is about to happen now? Like, he's heckling with Will stop the band. Put his hand back. Or some James Brown shit. The band stopped. So, what's up, nigga? Gave him the, get over, said, come on stage. I was like, what the fuck? Will about to, like, Will got hands? He about to squabble up? And, I'm like, nah, this is not, I'm like, well, I'm not in disbelief at this point. I'm holding my little bag of tapes like, what the fuck? He's not, you know, because in our culture, for the most part, someone that looks like Will or me, you back down to the gangbanger. You let him have that. Will was like, nah. And then just start, boom, put his hand down. When the dude got on stage, put his hand down. The band came right back in on beat. Wow, start freestyling, tearing this dude up. So what's up, nigga? And then he handed him the mic, and then Ben was like, to do, rap, nigga, rap, nigga, rap, nigga. That's Will's in his face now, and the dude's he shook, and he pushed that nigga off the stage. Fuck you there, nigga, and snatched him. He snatched, like it was a simultaneously snatching of the mic back and pushed blood off stage. Bro. And then came right back on the beat. I was like, oh shit. This nigga is for real. I was like, okay. And I think by then, like, club security probably came out. I remember it's seared in my mind. And there's also, like, I don't know if it's my story to tell, but similar, the realness of that, of Will and Polo and him, like, they are the only episode I know of Punk that never aired, because shit got real as fuck with the Black Eyed Peas. Motherfuckers might think what they think, but I know what I know, and I know what I've seen. Yeah, that shit was wild. Then they got Fergie in the group. And whether you know it or not, I feel Fergie is definitely like an underground hip hop fan. She's very, or was at some point, very aware of my music, very much aware of Atmosphere's music. Really kind when I met her. I pulled up to Will and that's one having a beat battle. I'll rap about that on Flowers for People on the Stairs.
Thess used to have this house out in Harvard Square. Had a lot of dope backyard parties there. And I was there when will.i.am battled Thess. Rocky hit him with the old school. Will had the desktop making funky ass records off the beer and Buddha. People under the stairs, everybody salute him. It's the P-U-T-S, legendary rap group from the West.
My man Thess won the record toss, so he gets to choose whether he likes to go first or second. He was giving the privileges to my man will.i.am. Give it up for my man will.i.am.
I think it was pretty neck and neck. Thess, who won the battle, was like, Thess came fully decked out. Will's at a point where he didn't have to do that battle to me. But the fact that he was dope to me. The fact that Thess was, like, both of them are friends from way back or acquaintances. So I'm like, I gotta be here. This fool Thess came in full character with the top hat, with his coat, with the tails. What killed it was, I think it was pretty neck and neck. I think it was dope. I don't remember the night specifically, but I don't remember anyone getting killed. There was one round that killed. And that was when Thess brought out the thing that has like the little metal shards that you could play with your hand and go, doo, doo.
I don't even know what this happened.
He broke it out and played joints and jams on that motherfucker. Da, da, doo, doo, doo.
I got my computer. Check this out.
Like, your shit is so simple, nigga. Like, here. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Yo, the club went wild. Like, there's very few moments that I could feel like the Rooftop or Latin Quarters, Union Square, like those legendary raps.
I rock the Latin Quarter, Rooftop, Union Square, and Roseland. The Hawthorne, Madison Square Garden, even Rockford Worth Fair at Javits Center.
Those, like, things, that was a hip-hop moment. Like, PM Dawn getting thrown off the stage by Karis One, Super Nat losing to Craig G, like, all these things I heard about around the area.
Yo, hold up, chill. Ain't no frontin'. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. Yo, let me say something. This nigga stepped on the mic. Fuck that. The battle is dead. I still waxed him.
Especially, like, the olden shit.
1, 2, 3, hit it.
I'm a devastating MC, and that's a fact. Never known to rock, always known to do that. Yes, known to rap and be the top of my class. Just to bust all the other MCs on their ass. My rhymes are deaf, could never be weak. Every word I say is definitely unique. Don't you know that I can rap and do it very well? And I tell Busy B to go to hell.
The, like, 70s, 80s, early 80s shit that I heard about, like, motherfuckers would have tapes of, those battles, that was it. Pandemonium.
Yo, Los Angeles, before we go any further, put your hands together for both of these brothers up here. Sweat to give you a lot of shit right here live on stage. Need I remind you, this is all Los Angeles right here. This is all Los Angeles. Make a round of applause for yourselves.
I guess the equivalent of people, like, when they go to Drew League, which is the summer league for where that a lot of NBA players playing, and somebody dunks on somebody else, like, it was one of those moments, bro. But it was like two people in the league, like, and somebody, like, that was a, like, two-handed, just reverse 360, brought it down between his legs and then over his head, monster jam. Like, after a cool one-on-one game of back and forth, like, that was the last dunk. Like, okay, ooh. Like, we saw some good moves on both parts. Imagine, like, watching Charles Barkley play Charles Oakley at a playground.
And Barkley with a slammer. And forget that one, a great hustle on the play.
And it's just like, oh shit, oh, bow, game.
It's over! Wow. It's over!
And like, the whole playground, the whole club just folded, collapsed. It was a moment. So I seen Will there. And I knew that he knew me. We haven't talked about WrestleMania. I don't believe it, maybe, yeah, but I saw, like, Taboo when I got floor seats to WrestleMania. You know, they're always cool. But I never been like, yo, let me open for y'all. Let me get a beat. Nothing. But when Warner Brothers came with a check, I was like, man. They're like, because Will had just done Compton for Game, I think.
Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Nigga, all from Compton. It's a home of America's gangsta rap, the place of danger. What a gangsta boogie, the gangsta boogie, the gangsta boogie, the gangsta boogie. What the cops is crooked and them bitches is killers and them niggas hold it down like black gorillas. What a gangsta boogie, the gangsta boogie.
And then he did Ghetto Fight, J-Rock. So Will was in the system, or I think maybe they gave him a production deal at Warner Bros. So he was around. I was like, okay, well now I know he remembered me, but now I don't have to ask for a favor. They're gonna pay him. Let's do it. He's like, oh yeah, I work. I'm sure he said, oh yeah, I work with Murs. I get the call, bro. I'm like, yeah, we're supposed to go to Will's house and record. Cool, man. We get there. We go down to the basement. This is 07, 06, maybe 07. And we walk up to his door and the fucking glass just slides open. It was amazing. I was like, whoa, this is like Star Trek. Like he has like advanced grocery store doors in his basement.
Space, a final frontier.
This motherfucker has his 07 has his computer screen projected on the wall and moving shit with his hands. Like it felt like some Willy Wonka type shit. I never thought about will.i.am and Willy Wonka. I was like, yo, what's up, nigga? And we just start catching up. So I'm like, yo, tell me what happened on Punk. And then he's like, you heard about that? I was like, tell me the whole story. I'm like, oh shit. Never should have fucked with y'all. That's crazy. It's wild, man. Catching up with somebody that got mega famous. Now this is 07 Black Eyed Peas Will. Like this is amazing. I feel still, if you don't have spare, I think Spare Change, the BBE project, that was another Lost Change. That was an amazing album too that he had.
will.i.am, straight out of Cali, bringing it to you right up your alley. Coming with original dilly dallies, holding it down to the finale. will.i.am, straight out of Cali, bringing it to you right up your alley. That's right, my title's well. Reciting this recital, vital and ill. The illest composer to spill up in the Ville. Universal, even selling Brazil. Be on low, call me not global. Coming up with shit to win by Nobel. Surprising you till you say it's unreal. As well as the sun's real.
But his mind, he made it a Levi's, also co-branded thing. His business acumen is, he's a very astute businessman. He is the shit. He organized the Beats by Dre deal. He has something called FY. Once again, if you're not using the FYI app, I say you download it. You get free AI. It's like Slack with AI built in, with FaceTime, with Zoom. It's everything you use, Google Drive, Google Meet, but all in one app and encrypted and all the other cool shit. It's dope. I use it a lot. But this, Will has always been on this level. At this point, he was like, Murs, man, they like telling me the story how they got this and they got these. This car company sent everybody in Black Eyed Peas whole ass fucking 6-figure worth of cars. And then blah, blah, blah. Then nigga, we did this. And we did like, his stories were like, no, I'm knowing he's not bragging. He's sharing from a point of like, you could do this too, or just information. His story is like, man, I go to these conventions, man, and people want me to invest in that. Murs, I seen a nigga turn doo-doo in the water. I seen it, Murs. He turned doo-doo in the water, nigga. I was like, he is like, I'm like, what? Yes. And I'm like, okay. This is like, so we talk like this for 18 hours. 18 hours. It's like when I met Premier. And we come back and the label's like, what did you do? I'm like, I didn't do anything. You had will.i.am in the studio for 18 hours. You guys are really friends. And so what being our friendship came in, his friendship, I think, with Jimmy Iovine, who owns Interscope, and also my president's, I think, friendship with Jimmy Iovine, because when Jimmy Iovine started Interscope, Tom Wiley, who was the president of Warner Brothers at the time, was a VP. He went with Jimmy to help, like, start out Interscope. He signed Primus and Tupac, and that was, like, the beginnings of Interscope. So he, like, so not only, like, so, like, sometimes an artist does something with somebody, and they say, okay, cool, the label will clear it, but you definitely can't release it as a single, and that artist isn't going to be in the video because we're not trying to give, it's like helping out your competition. It's like for sports people, it's like if you trade a blockbuster player within the league to a team that you're competing with for in the postseason, you at least want to trade them to the Eastern Conference or the opposite conference so that you don't see them until the finals. You don't want to stop your progress by trading a solid player within the conference. And that's kind of like with labels, I think, how they see it. Like, okay, yeah, their friends will clear it, but we're not going to let you release that as a single. We're not trying to help y'all win, you know? But because of all the relationships, my relationship, and I'm sure Tom's relationships, whatever me and Will did was going to get cleared for a single, and also J-Rock's single. And like, we were starting to go to radio. We're going to get like picked up. I believe I wasn't in the TDA camp, so I can't speak with authority, but I feel like that was a big record. I love that record. Still one of my favorite J-Rock records, that whole album. But that whole album that was on Strange was for Warner Brothers. And so, you know, we're slowly, like, I know my manager had some connections and was familiar with Top. And, like, this is TDE just starting out. This is pre-Kendrick Lamar being the front man of TDE or being the most popular member of TDE. But we're all signed to Warner Brothers. Wiz Khalifa is on Warner Brothers. Like, we're all moving around that building. I believe at this time, too, still, like, Wiz has maybe no visible tattoos. Imagine that. He's just a kid. But I know he's he's dope. Like, he's not super thugged out. I have been familiar with the TDE camp. I know like what they're trying to, I'm kind of familiar with what they're doing. Like, and I'm just a J-Rock fan, bro. Like, for real. So I was like, this is a good, and E40's there like, man, we get a good will.i.am couple singles and we can all work together. And it was the idea. But I showed up the next day with nothing. And I didn't know how hard Will was to pin down. Oh, during this night, he also tells me the Vegas story. I won't tell his side of the story fully, but this is 2007. So there's a video circulating. If you search James Brown, Prince, and Michael Jackson, it's well known now, but I think My Big Mouth is probably why there's more views. Me and my manager, we couldn't believe it. But he told us all the story of that, and we didn't see it. And he's like, let me see if I'm going to find it on YouTube. And it came from a very prominent member in the music community, whoever uploaded that. And I believe there was like 80 to 800. It was very few views on this video that everyone has seen now.
Let's give another standing ovation for a young man sitting behind you that you have no idea who's in the audience. Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson. You gotta come up and say something. You gotta come up and say something. Michael Jackson, come on up, man. Come up and say something. You gotta come up and say something.
But Will was the first person to tell the story because he was telling me the story about All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend in fucking Las Vegas was a shit show. A shit show. I felt like I was back in high school in the 10th degree.
Back in February of 2007, the National Basketball Association decided to bring its All-Star Game week to Las Vegas. Even the mayor of the city, who proposed the idea and had efforts to bring the All-Star Game to Las Vegas, later considered it a big, disastrous weekend. Though the game was great, the chaos it brought with it was unimaginable and uncontrollable. But chaos devastated the whole weekend. More than 400 people were reportedly arrested. Christine, who had been working at the MGM Grand since 1993 and had witnessed many wild nights involving sports events in the history of Las Vegas, stated, "Nothing can be compared to the All-Star Game." She said people were not mentally or physically prepared for what happened that night. Police arrested almost 400 people, and management invested as much money on police protection during those 4 days as they do during New Year's Eve. Casino security and local police were trying hard to control the mass, but the amalgam of hip-hop fans and casino lovers were roaming around like they owned the town. A dead body fell from the top of a casino parking ramp in front of a hotel employee. It made the whole crowd around the casinos and hotels go crazy over the incident, and according to reports, between 12 p.m. on Thursday and early Monday morning, 362 people were booked into the Clark County Detention Center due to multiple crimes. Some people even got killed, and many people were seen breaking the law, assaulting women, committing robbery, and running away after taking a ride from cab drivers without paying.
So the label hooks up, this is before Murs For President starts. The label hooks it up for me to be on halftime of the slam dunk competition or something like that, Rising Stars. Or maybe it's a halftime of the All-Star. I don't remember. But I was in the league playing Madden back when gaming via satellite was new. So I was in the league, and Hip Hop Gaming League. Got thrashed by the Yin Yang Twins in fucking Madden. They would do the thing go, eh? Oh my God, bro, I wanted to fight them so bad. Like they were shit talking me. To get shit talking by rappers you think you can out rap. And you know, and also like the you know, the Yin Yang Twins and our scenes couldn't be more opposed. Like it was hurtful. Even though I definitely was a fan. I remember hearing them early in the club in the Body Tap in Atlanta. But on a stage. Anyway, I got to play, I think it was maybe the setup match. I got to play Pac-Man Jones during halftime. Man. All I can say without going into details, when I meet this man and his family or his entourage or whatever you want to call it, I say family. Very authentic. Very authentic. And like, you know, where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, I'm playing Madden. So I'm like, I'm on the block. So I'm like, oh, blah, 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 cuz. He's like, what? Cuz, where you from? Blah, blah. I'm like, oh, man, I'm just blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay, yeah, cuz, well, blah, 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 cuz. I'm like, or not cuz, but like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, he's familiar with the streets. So then we have a banter and he's like, hey, bro, you want to come out with us tonight? Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, I'm with my girlfriend. All right, man. I'm just like, he is blood crip walking, like it's like a L.A. country. Like I had a lot of experience with like people that are in gang culture from Atlanta. And it was like blowing my mind. Yeah, man, like try to bet Charles Barkley on the game during live television, like hood for real. And I'm loving it. I'm like, okay, this is fun. I was nervous. I was like, I'm going to meet some jock and it's going to be weird, but it was good. We were just both like hood dudes, like doing what we do. It was like a mutual respect type of thing. I think was a guy named Craig Sagan that used to wear the colorful outfits. Like he complimented my shoes. That was a big moment for me, being like growing up watching TNT Sports and just the NBA All-Star Weekend and knowing his like flashy, crazy dressing style. God bless him, rest his soul. But yeah, he was like, oh, look at Mercer's bathing ape sneakers. Because I had like these rainbow babes on once again before other motherfuckers were rapping about it. But I remember walking there in my tie-dye. I had a tie-dye crew neck on. Crew necks in 07, not popping. Tie-dye that I got from an actual thrift store. Some whatever. I always make sure the denim is expensive, but nobody can see that. Only I can feel that. That's why. And these weird shoes and my hair sticking up. And I'm walking with my girlfriend at the time, I think, and people are trying to get at her and blah, blah, blah. And everybody there is single. And like, it's like walking down Crenshaw, but I love Vegas. So I walked from my hotel, which was up by the Flamingo, all the way down to Fatburger. And if you just gotta be LA or Bay Cat to know Vegas. It's a long walk. But I wanted to walk and be outside. And when we got there on Wednesday, it was a different vibe. It was like couples from Mississippi, Alabama, HBCU type couples. It was a vibe. Friday, the hood, like from the Bay in LA and Fresno, and everybody started showing up. And then it became a big sideshow meets Crenshaw, the sideshow. Man, people doing donuts, fights, girls sitting on top of the fucking, like straddling on top of slot machines. People sitting on dice tables. They were out of, and I just hate feeding the stereotype, but I'm going to be real. They ran out of, the word was buffalo wings, Hennessy, and ranch in the city of Las Vegas that weekend. Wild. So I walked to that. People were like talking shit about my hair, trying to get at my girl. Like, it's like, really feel like I'm on Crenshaw or I'm in high school again. And I'm hating these motherfuckers. I'm like, oh, I'm about to fight and I'm not going to make it to my motherfucking show. I was like, if I hadn't have been going to a fucking live televised event and not like my management, like I told you, I wasn't a big artist, but they were, you know, the label, everybody's pouring into me. And I think that's part of my responsibility. I saw something on Big Gibbs or so Tyrese, somebody's Instagram, we're talking about the squares in the hood are the ones that deserve respect because they were outside in the same elements and just didn't give in. And that night was one of those nights I was like, I want to fuck somebody up so bad. Like, you know, I've been overdoing the cuz on the podcast, so forgive me. But at that night, I was really about to just crip out and really lose my mind, bro. And just take that ass whooping, bro. Like, cause there's, you know, it's never just one person. It's always motherfuckers talking shit in a circle of their friends trying to look cool and be funny and shit. But, you know, I really, really wanted to bust somebody in their mouth. I'm going someplace. I'm with a lady. Let's just get to work. Got there, did it. And so when you're doing it, you're on every TV in every hotel room in every casino. So then it was just like high school when motherfuckers now act like we were cool. That's fucking, the new Vince Staples is out. The whole song called Children's Song. Don't play on my crib and go play with your kids.
Don't play with my crib and go play with your kids, bitch. Don't play with my crib and go play with your kids, bitch. Don't play with my crib and go play with your kids. Don't play with my crib and go play with your kids, bitch.
Those vibes, bro. Like, that's how I'm feeling going in. Like, bro, leave me alone. But then when I come out and I've been on TV, hey, well, what's up, homie? Hey, what's up? Oh, that's that nigga from TV, cuz. Hey, blood, that's that nigga. And I was like I could barely make it back to the hotel without taking pictures and signing shit. But the same dude who walked in. And it's just like, oh, man, people are so, like, I've seen it so many times. And it's just so whack. But I had to go to the BET experience. But that just got, man, that got crazy. And I was like, man, I met somebody who was a professional, a celebrity, let's just say. What's up, Murs? I'm like, what's up? I'm like, he's like, oh. I'm like, oh, this is my girlfriend, such and such. And he said, oh, okay, yeah, nice to meet you. This is my bitch, Lorraine, and this is my bitch, Shantae. Like, just introduced me to the young ladies he was with. This is my bitch, so-and-so, and this is my bitch, so-and-so. I said, oh, shit. Then proceeded to crip walk. This is an athlete. Because fuck the mother niggas, because I'm down for my, that came on. And that motherfucker started gangbanging. I said, yo. It is time. Because then I just heard like some other super blood dude was coming. I was like, man, I am out of here, bro. I did not come for the nonsense and shenanigans, but I could have stayed home for this shit. Man, it was wild. I was like, what? I never felt so square in my life. I said, okay. What the big homie told me the other day, I am a citizen. I need to get my citizen ass out of here. Have you never seen a pro athlete like Swole? What's up, Murs? This is my bitch. So, this is my bitch, blah, blah, blah. And then the song, it was like perfect time. Then the song came on. He started, cuz I was like, oh, I am gone. I'm out of here. I will see this game another time. Oh, man. I got out of there because as I walked out, I saw it wasn't a rapper, it was another athlete that I knew was a Blood that had a gang of people with. I said, oh, this is about to get. And I don't know if the Bloods and Crips partied together in Vegas. I was out of bounds. I was in a unfamiliar element. It was, yeah. So I'm telling Will my experience. He's like, okay. He's like, hey, you know what I did? I took Michael Jackson to a Prince concert because Prince had a residency at the Rio. So I think like. A lot of, if you were having some money, you definitely wanted to be in Vegas at this time in Black America. It was the NBA All-Star Weekend and Prince has a residency. You got to go. He was playing at the Rio. And I'll shout out to Will. He has a song on the Rio soundtrack. I think I'm going to Rio soon. And we're talking about the Rio Hotel and will.i.am. Woo! Look at it all coming together. This is Will's story to tell, but Will's telling me this Michael Jackson story. But he gets scolded by an OG in the music industry when he gets home. He's like, and the dude called and said, nigga, what were you doing taking Michael Jackson to a Prince show? He's like, what you mean? He's like, you don't know them niggas have beef? I was like, what? And then he told him to go to YouTube and search this obscure video. So then at the end of Will's story, he goes into the details of him getting with Michael Jackson and going to this Prince show and him meeting Prince and this whole story. Then he said, I'm like, me and my manager's like, all right, yeah, like we believe him. But then he puts on the video of James Brown, Michael Jackson, and Prince. And then you see it. And if you watch it, you can see James Brown shouts out, I think they're in Detroit or something, shouts out Michael Jackson.
Let's give another standing ovation for a young man sitting behind you that you have no idea who's in the audience. Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson.
And I guess there was a rivalry. I'm assuming that there's a rivalry. People in the industry may know more. I don't want to promote something I don't know about. This is just how it's been explained to me over the years. And Michael Jackson whispers in James Brown's ear. From my perspective, it seems like he's saying, hey, call Prince up here. Because Michael Jackson does a little spin and the crowd goes crazy. He's in like the whole like fucking nutcracker sequence shit with the black aviator shades and the Jerry curl popping like he's Mike. I think even maybe glove on, penny loafers, the whole shit. Bro. And you look like James Brown. He like, hey, bring Prince up here. And James Brown like, nah, nigga, no, not getting involved in y'all shit. Hey, pull Prince up here. That's what it said. Look like Mike said. And Red was like, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have Prince in the building.
Give him a big round of applause because he just insisted that I introduce Prince. He's here.
Prince. Prince comes to the stage on the back. If you ever seen, I think it's the same dude from Last Dragon, the big white dude that takes a bite out of the nunchucks in the final fight montage scene. Looking like a big white dude, I think, on his back. Piggyback. You could tell he's high as a kite, I would think. Or he's out of it. He's gone. He's buzzing to me. He gets up there and just does some weird shit. Takes the guitar off one of James Brown's people and does some weird, like, tongue out, like weird solo. And then like when it's like crickets, he like does the Prince over the head, or like the outsiders used to do a wrestling, like point to the side. And there's a street light on the edge of the stage that is clearly a prop. My man's Prince goes to swing off of it and falls into the crowd. Oh. And the story I got is that Mike knew he was fucked up and did that on purpose. So then later on, there was some retaliation with Prince and Michael Jackson and his mother. The story gets more extreme, but I'm already maybe spreading some untruths, so I'm going to stop there at just a comedic level and say, I don't know if any of that is true, but it's funny as fuck, and that's mostly just what's in my interpretation of what's in the YouTube video. Shit I've heard before and after, I'm going to keep to myself. But you can dig around on Reddit or wherever the fuck the dark web you smart motherfucker do.
Mike whispers in Ruth's ear. Ruth then talks to me and says, Mike wants to know how come Prince hasn't acknowledged him on stage. Prince then comes in front of us, walks through the crowd, aims the bass at Mike's face, and then like, and Mike's like, this dude like flicks his hair, like, walks off. And then Mike's like, okay, I gotta go. Meet me at my house for breakfast. And so I'm like, all right. I go to his house for breakfast. As soon as I open up the door, he's like, why did Prince play the bass in my face? I was like, oh no, I just think he was just trying to respect. No, you don't get it. He's a meanie. One time he tried to run me and my mama over with a car. Fast forward, Quincy Jones calls me. He's like, hey, will.i.am, man. I'm like, Quincy, I've just been traveling, and working with Mike at the same time. Mike came with me to see Prince perform. You did what? I'm like, yeah, he came to see me perform with Prince. He's like, listen, Prince tried to run that nigga over with a car.
This and multiple other stories is what I'm getting instead of a song done. we said we're coming back the next night. I tell the label, it's okay, we're coming back the next night. We're coming back the next night. We're going to do this again. Me, that's my friend. We reconnected. He remembers me. We're good. I told you we were good. We're good. We're going to get the song done. Getting ready to go to the studio the next night. Of course, because we sleep till 6 p.m. or something. And then I'm like, yo, we're going to go to Will's house at like around midnight again or something. And he's like, hey, man, I can't come through. Apparently, he was doing the soundtrack for Madagascar 2. And instead of getting that done, he was futzing around with me. And I guess the people from the story I got, the people from DreamWorks saw him at a club. They were like, yo, the movie is waiting on your fucking music. What's the deal? He's like, I got it. I got you. You're like, no, we're going to the studio now. Give it to us. And that's what it became, supposedly, and why he couldn't go. I don't know if that's true, but it was funny as fuck. And I was like, okay, well, my man's canceled on me, but this is funny. Yeah, get that Madagascar 2 shit done, bro.
I like 'em big, I like 'em chunky, I like 'em big, I like 'em plumpy, I like 'em round, with something, they like my sound, they think I'm funky.
Could you imagine that? Like they're searching, because it's not really Instagram, like you're a lot easier to find, but they're searching flyers and shit, like where's Will gonna show up? Or like they call somebody, I see him, he's at this bar. But yeah, you never know who's where. It was about like, yeah, it was dope how I ran into him on some real musical shit later on. When he was like, just did it so no one knew who he was type shit. But that's once again, his story to tell. But the Madagascar 2, since that was told to me, I'm going to share that. And it's funny. I don't know if it's true. So he's like, come back a couple of days later. I got to go out of town, but my engineer will do it. So his engineer recorded this song. I don't really like the effects, the way my voice is, but I think that's one of the ones they sent to me as is.
Fly like a condor, fly like an eagle. Fly in the 85, candy painted regal. Fly like a dove, I come from up above. I'm rapping on the mic and you can call me Murs Love.
But we play beats. Will also play me a whole freestyle album he had that was dope as fuck, where he just rapped off the head for the whole shit over his dope ass beats. Yeah, got all kind of amazing Fergie, Tab, Apple stories. It was just a dope night. But I went back to the mansion, recorded Lookin Fly in this marble booth. And I think if they were trying to give it like some bigger feel, because I have this nasally whatever voice. It doesn't, like, I like what I was doing, but it wasn't, Not too complex, though. Fly like a condor, fly like an eagle, fly in an 85 candy painted regal, still incorporated in L.A. Fly like a dove, I come from above.
Fly like a dove, and come from up above. I'm knocking on the mic, and you can call me Run Love.
Run DMC is still, like, at this era still, I had a VHS tape of Tougher Than Leather, the movie. I love that run with getting back with getting right with the Lord. I love that. I just love Run DMC, Rev Run. I love DMC getting into comics. I love finding out that Jam Master Jay was a fucking G in the streets. Like, I just love them. Like, when shit ages well, like, man, Run DMC just aged super well to me for, like, if you know the story about DMC being adopted and not finding out until, like, height of his fame type shit. Leor Cohen being a roadie for them allegedly writing for the Beastie Boys, like JMJ putting on for 50 and who else? Onyx, and like just that shit. I think 50 Cent helped out, but just like being a thorough Queens dude and like DMC and Run, like really getting into his family and Diggy and like I just loved everything about Run DMC. So that shout out was a shout out to them. And I just think that the whole story of Run's house.
We had, say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say whose house, y'all know what time it is. Whose house? Run's house. I want to again, my friend, not a trend, but then they said rap was crap and never hacked this band to the floor came.
Like, it starts with we had a whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. And the story, I guess, like the legend of it, when it happened, like it was really at a festival or a show with a gang of other rappers. He's like, LL, whoever else is there, fuck you. He said, we had a whole lot of, I want y'all to know one thing. This is my motherfucking house. Whose house?
Brian's house!
That is MC shit, bro. That's the vibes that I take with me when I go to your open mic and it's not my night to host. Don't play with me, bro. Like, it goes with fuck the crowd, fuck the bitches, fuck motherfucker. What? That shit is what speak, like, that's just still in me. It's hard to get rid of. So that's what I had to call on these first 2 tracks on the album, because I had gone past that. I'm trying to be singer-songwriter. I'm Elton John, Ninth is Bernie Taupin. We are doing fucking music now. Not this rap shit, but when I have to go into that bag, there's nothing to call speaks to my soul like EPMD or Run DMC.
Fly like a condor, fly like an eagle. Fly in the 85, candy painted regal. Fly like a dove, I come from up above. I'm rapping on the mic and you can call me Murs Love. Murs Love, run this house, I'm dumbing out. I can make your girl come, keep my tongue in my mouth. Whoa, I'm that cold with it, 23 below with it, snowball effect. I suggest that y'all roll with it. It's getting bigger, man. It's a movement, it's called the President. I'ma show you how to do it. Watch, you put your tie on, get your fly on. She say DJ, he play my song, long time coming, but I've been running, hands underground like Harriet Tubman. Never been thugging, y'all niggas bugging. There's too many bomb ass women in this club. I'm looking fly, ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly, ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly.
Rapping on mic, you call me Murs Love. I run this house, I'm dumbing out. I can make your girl come, keep my tongue in my mouth. That cold with it, 23 below with a snowball effect. I suggest that you roll with it. It's getting bigger, man. It's a movement. It's called the President. Let me show you how to do it. That was a callback because there was a song, remember, a snap rap song that almost made the album that was called Do the President.
I wish I had the Do the President song. I'm at an Airbnb on vacation with my fam. You guys have to know how the hook went for the Do the President song. Snap your fingers, rock your hips, come and do the president. Do the president. Do the president. Do the president. Bro, it almost happened.
So this is one of the original tracks, and Do the President was an original track that was going to possibly go out to the world until I met with Richie Abbott, and he was like, I hear you, my publicist, I hear you, but now I've hung out with you, I know you, go back and do some real shit. So the science, can it be? And one more jam came out of that session, I think, and pushed Do the President off. I'm going to show you how to do it. Watch, put your tie on, get your fly on. She say, DJ, he play my song. I love that callback. All this is still Run DMC, like calling out to your DJ. He say DJ, he play, like nobody's referencing the DJ anymore. And I take that back. Lil Wayne, I go DJ. Let me get off my own dick for a second. But still, like, I don't know who Lil Wayne's DJ is. I don't know if he really rocks with the DJ. I was really rocking with my DJ at that time was Magi, my best friend. Like, we really, like, he say DJ, he play my song. Long time coming, but I've been running. Heads underground like Harriet Tubman. Never been thug. And it's things like Harriet Tubman. As I started learning, like, you take those things for granted. But if we don't keep saying these names, we're dependent upon the American justice system or educational system to keep talking about our icons and revolutionaries. Like, I have been to, like, you know, I was hearing, I think it's not Reminisce now, but yeah, now like Harriet Tubman's going to be on a piece of currency, and that's great and everything. But it's up to us, because we are oral tradition. We are still Africans at our core, to still speak about our ancestors and our revolutionaries. So, you know, even if it's supposed to be my club hit, I'm still going to say some shit like, I'm rapping on the mic and you call me Murs Love. Like, love, these are very conscious choices in my lyrics. Heads underground like Harriet Tubman. Never been thugging. Y'all niggas bugging. Too many bomb-ass women in this club looking.
Y'all niggas bugging. There's too many bomb-ass women in this club. I'm looking fly. Ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly. Ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly. Ooh,
The hook was already there. I didn't write it. The vocals from the girl were already there. But it was Will saying, "Lookin Fly, ooh, I'm about to spread my wing." Watch a niggas. I would never put nigga in the hook. But Will said that word a lot when I was hanging out with him in this hook. And even in the Compton song. So I was like, all right. But wouldn't have been my choice. But not that I wasn't saying, I just put it in the chorus. Like I always say, like, I was very upset at Kanye for, in my mind, not literally, having to be on the dance floor and see white women dance to Gold Digger and say, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't fucking with no broke niggas.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke niggas.
Take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over town.
Just, bro. And you know, I don't know if I was quasi broke at the time, but just feeling for it, just, huh? Like non-black women singing that song, dancing on it, I was angry. So I was very conscious about putting the N-word in choruses. Like, it's one thing to put in the lyrics because I think it's easier to skip over. But and yes, you can hold everyone accountable. But like, man, if you have a great song like Gold Digger, and like, what do you rhyme with Gold Digger? I don't know. It's such an amazing song. It's all just like, fuck. But I like the version with the broke. You can imply it. Maybe that's it. But it slaps. So I would have never chosen to put nigga in the hook. I try not to. Because you want everyone to sing the hook. You could skip over the N-word in verses. It's a lot. I don't have to do that as a black person, but I'm sure when I've seen white people do it, it's a lot easier than when it's the hook. And then it's not inclusive, bro. You know?
Y'all niggas bugging, it's too many bomb ass women in this club. I'm looking fly. Ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly. Ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly. Ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly. Ooh, I'm looking. Yeah, I'm looking fly. Yeah, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly. Yeah, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly. Watch a nigga spread his wings. I'm looking fly. Looking fly.
Anyway. But then what sounds good? Watch your homie spread his wing. Watch me as I spread my wing. It just, there's a certain oomph to it too, you know? I couldn't come up with a better one. I wasn't about to tell Will anything. I wanted it to be just how Will wanted it, just how Will liked it, so that we can get the single and we can shoot the video. That's all I wanted. So I could say Harriet Tubman on national television. It wasn't said. She wasn't said enough. Her name wasn't said enough.
Like zero gravity, laid back, everything float to me naturally. Yup, like that girl you tried to mac to apply my G-force, said she flew right past you. Didn't think that she would do that. Now you hating on me at the bar, asking who that? Rockstar, my hair out of control. You just another rapper dude playing a role. I'm eclectic, eccentric, thrift store expensive. You just one dimension, you ain't this extensive, limited. Your world is this big, you ain't left your block since you were a little kid. You wanna see the world, your girl wanna live. I grabbed her hand, led her to the floor and we did. Spreading my wings like Andre Hicks. Getting play on both coasts like the L.A. Knicks. I'm looking fly. Ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly.
Fly like zero gravity, laid back, everything will float to you naturally. Yep, like the girl tried to mac to. Ooh, old, ancient. Even then it was ancient. Apply my G-force and she flew right past you. Didn't think that she would do that. Now you hating on me at the bar. Yo, who that? Rockstar. My hair is out of control. You're just another rapper dude playing a role. So around this time, I was going into expensive clubs, and I guess we could also talk about, it hadn't happened yet at this time, this recording, but I was about to get a really nice car and start doing like more Hollywood activities, coming out of my shell, so to speak. But people will still look at me like, wait, how did she, with him? Like, you know, like, oh, you're talking to this girl at the bar. You didn't know I was meeting her at the bar. And then she stops talking to you abruptly and she comes over to talk to me. You're like, what the fuck? This guy with the fucking dreadlock bunny ears just called this like 6'10", you know, I'm exaggerating, 6'1" girl with heels on over to him. And she just stopped talking to me immediately. I'm a real rapper. What? Or I'm a real cool guy. Like, what the fuck? This guy with just these Nike tennis shoes on and this fucking, huh? And a story about a washing monkey on his shirt. so much hate. You know what I mean? Like it was like it was a real moment for me being the cool kid, but not being cool, if that makes sense. Didn't think that she would do that. Now you hate nobody to borrow you. Who that rock star here is out of control. Just know I'm eclectic, eccentric, thrift store, expensive, just one dimension. You ain't this extensive, limited. Your world is this big. One night at the Goody Mob show in the Bay, the release party for Soul Food. At that time, you know, I think it was like, I had heard about Hyro, but I hadn't like met a lot of the dudes post Jive. But it was Goody Mob, so I don't know if they had friends with these dudes, but everybody was at this opening. It wasn't packed. It was like an industry thing. Bro. This night was epic for two reasons. Okay. It was dope because Goody Mob had dope merch. They had a Tabasco shirt that had Goody Mob on it that I wore the fuck out. I don't know where that shirt is. I wish I had it. I wore that to the thing. I was such a stan. I don't know if they performed or they just played the album and they were there and we're playing pool and they had like, you know, those pieces of paper menus they put on the tray at McDonald's or fast food restaurants, or I don't know if they still do it, but they had Goody Mob things like that. It's for soul food on things. I should have kept that. All this shit, like, oh, I kept a lot of shit, but I should have kept this. But I was living in absolute squalor in a warehouse in fucking East Oakland, so I give myself a little grace. Man, one of my homies had beef with Hyro, or he had beef, but they didn't have beef with him. And he went up to the dude and was like, look. So he went up to, I believe it was Tajay or somebody from Souls. And I was like, look, such and such rhyme you sell, such and such, that shit was terrible. And I don't think you know what I mean. Terrible means as in easy to be ripped, bro. Terrible. Your rhymes were terrible. It used to be dope. Other dude looked at him and said, bro, are you serious? Are you here? Are we in a club and you're talking about rap? Terrible? You're trying to give bars? He leaned over because he was a lot taller than the dude, said, bro, your world is this big. Grow up. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I couldn't even be mad. I was like, oh shit. Damn. All right.
Limited. Your world is this big. You ain't left your block since you were a little kid. You wanna see the world. Your girl wanna live.
So your world is this big. You ain't left your block since you were a little kid. He might have said that line too. I don't know. But I used that for them because I thought it was one of the coldest shit I ever seen. Because I was all hype. Like, oh shit, it's about to be a rap battle. Like he schooled me too because I was ready for a rap battle in the club. I wasn't thinking about no girls, nothing. I was thinking about oh shit, we're about to have a Hyro battle the homie right now. He said, bro, your world is this big. I was like, grow up or something. I was like, man. But that shit just like, taking is hard to hear, but like, right. You're right, man. Let's travel. I was at the beginning of going to Japan for me and all that shit. You ain't left your block since you were a little kid. She want to see the world. Your girl want to live. Grabbed her hand, led to the phone. We gig, spreading my wings like Andre Hicks, getting play on both coasts like the L.A. Knicks at the time. I was a very, very hardcore Knicks fan. Never liked the Lakers. At that time, I hated the Lakers. And I also just learned about, I believe, I don't know if I'm, because it was Tajay. It might have been Tajay. Because Tajay, I say it on the song Garage Beta. Tajay is the first dude I say hyphy. On the same song, I say I slept on Mac Dre. And
Tajay was the first dude I heard say hyphy back in 97 when nobody liked me. Or should I say liked us, packed in the RV, didn't have a tour bus.
No, but we had that heart though, intrigued by that old freestyler Mert Park flow. LAG funk and Bay Area slang, a W up, cause it's all the same.
1996 was the Hall of Game, whole damn summer had the streets on flame. But I'm kinda ashamed that I slept on Mac Dre, godfather of the game.
Wake up, cake up, pilot auto. In Oakland it's tacos, L.A.I.E. Roscoe's. Thought you thought, it is what it is. Los Angeles, baby, by way of town, bitch.
At the time when Grouch was not my favorite person for a lot of my life. For a lot of living legends. We bumped heads a lot. Actually fought. Fist. And we're very cool now. We've both done a lot of growing. But at this time, you know, we're cool, but like, you know, like you're cool with, a family member that you don't get along with. Anyway, he's like, bro, he knows me. Because we've been that far, like we've actually fought it all the way out. We've hugged, fought everything. We've been through a lot together. Like, he knows me. And so he's like, bro, have you seen Trill TV with Mac Dre? And I was like, no, because when I was working at Rasputin's in the Bay, there was Chili Powder, Mac this, Mac that, Mac blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, I don't have time for all this Bay shit. These motherfuckers ain't rapping. You know, I like E40 and that's it. I like a little 3 Times Crazy. Like, I was very selective. I wasn't giving everybody a chance in the indie gangster rap scene in the Bay. And I should have, because I missed out on Mac Dre.
You're watching Trill TV, hosted by L.A.Washington.
What's up? What's happening? What is it? Welcome to your first episode of Trill TV. I'm your host, L.A.Washington. Man, we finna get off into some real grimy, dirty, cutthroat, true to life, trill television, man. You know what I mean?
But like the covers were so just like out of this world. I'm like, man, this guy's crazy. And he puts out too much music, and who wants to hear? Like, I really slept. And so Grouch was like, watch this. And I was like, all right. He had already, or maybe right before he passed away or right after he passed away. And I bought it. Oh my God. This is just what I needed to see. I was like, oh, I get it. I love this guy. I was like, oh my God, this is my favorite. He's the greatest rapper of all time. What was I doing? There's something in the water in Vallejo, bro. I was like, man, this is it. This is it. I just flipped out. I went to immediately and bought every record he ever made I could ever find. Every CD, and I just played Mac Dre, Mac Dre, Mac Dre, Mac Dre, Mac Dre. So before Drake shouted him out, I was definitely shouting him out. Yeah. Andre Hicks is his real name. Spreading my wings like Andre Hicks, getting playoff coach like the LA Knicks. Fly like Delta, fly Continental. That didn't age well. There's no Continental Airlines anymore. I feel weird saying that. Known to take flight on a fly instrumental. Fly super fly. A leap over skyscrapers, right? Fly rhymes on sheets of fly paper. Peter Pan fly. You never seen a man fly.
Lookin Fly like Delta, fly like Continental. Known to take flight on a fly instrumental. Fly super fly. I leap over skyscrapers, right? Fly rhymes on sheets of fly paper. Peter Pan fly. You never seen a man fly. Think happy thoughts while you just fly. Stand by.
That was also my sub, if I ever sub-dissed anyone, but I'm not dissing, just like a reference, because Jay-Z hurt my feelings when he said, I fly over your bus.
Nigga, please, chumps don't tour like us. You on the road 1,000,000 hours, I fly over your bus. Nigga, please.
But also he said, I was on the Peter Pan bus. You was putting Peter Pan up in your room. Y'all fucking with whom? So it's all like a little Jay-Z thing, like Peter Pan fly. Yeah, I was the guy putting Peter Pan in my room where you were selling drugs on the train. I don't know if that's especially now as I'm older and from my, my hindsight and my high horse, I can judge, but not really. But yeah, while you were selling illegal drugs, destroying families and communities, I was watching Disney films, and I still watch Disney films. Do you still sell drugs? Probably not. So I was invested in my future if you want to make fun of me. But yeah, Jay-Z had lines like that. I loved him, and it's just like, oh man, but you're putting me down. Like, you don't even ride on a tour bus. You fly over my tour bus on your private jet. I'm such a peon, but I was feeling really good about my touring numbers. Jay-Z, and I love your music.
So much sham busting one night, ran fucked up one fight. I was on a Peter Pan bus. You was putting Peter Pan up in your room. Y'all fucking with whom? Allow me to retort. Cowards is just now.
But anyway, Peter Pan fly. All that shit, these golden lines, no one ever knows but me, but now I'm Peter Pan fly. You never seen a man fly. Think happy thoughts while you just fly. Stand by. No black rapper is saying think happy thoughts either. While you just fly. Stand by. Flew all around the world. Can be a fly dude without the flyer, but I'm still a misogynist piece of shit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I say words are powerful. Or Erykah Badu, write words on water, write words on paper. I don't know about you. We talked about, I don't know any about that shit, but I know this. I was dating a woman who after these sessions, after the first night of will.i.am, I came home, there'd be a vegan meal prepared for me by my now wife, who I later break up with, and we get back together years later. But she would write me positive, uplifting notes. I had some shit to work out with me, because that was a wonderful, like, you said you were going to be home, but yeah, babe, I ended up talking to will.i.am for 18 hours. With me, I think she knew she could believe it, but with other rappers that come see, maybe that's not true. Still, I had a home-cooked meal and like a positive affirmation written on a sticky note for me.
I flew all around the world, but you can't be a fly dude without a fly girl. Y'all really need to step your female game up. Forget the diamond. My Brazilian, she worth a few million. Beauty and brains, might let her have my children. Walked in the building, treated like a villain, cause my light skin cute thing from Crenshaw killed him. I shut it down, man, please. You ain't never seen the Asian girl with natural D's. Look at her. See my Filipina, my Panay, my Mahal from Manila on the dance floor having a ball. She looking fly. Ooh, I'm about to spread my wings. I'm looking fly.
So that's when I say my Brazilian worth a few million. Invaluable to this day. Beauty and brains, might let her have my children. That is her who has had 4 children for me. That is my wife. I am rapping about at will.i.am's mansion. Why? Because she was kind and beautiful and, just took a while for it to all work out. But talk about foreshadowing. That's it. Beauty and brains, might let her have my children. I did. Walked in the building, treated like a villain, light-skinned cute thing from Crenshaw, killed her. See my Filipino, my Panay, my Mahal. I had dated a girl, and she had at least taught me Mahal Kita and Kamusta Ka. My Tagalog is very limited. But I definitely wanted to shout out. It's my way. Also shouting out Asian culture, Pacific Islander culture, because it's very, I think the word is intrinsic. It's very important and foundation of L.A. hip-hop, the L.A. hip-hop community. Koreans, or Doug says Koreans, Vietnamese kids, Filipino kids, El Salvadorian kids, Guatemalan kids, Mexican kids, like this very West Coast, like the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, they all get their shout outs. And, for West Coast hip hop, like I don't feel like West Coast hip hop is 50 because our story is a little different. I respect hip hop 50, but I think we should celebrate ours in a way because there's just so much that's not in New York. And the same thing for the South. It's different. Magic Mike is extremely important. Toomp is extremely important, who I work with on this album, who did songs didn't make the album, but, just getting to meet Toomp and hear his history with Southern rap. The importance of Luther Campbell and Fresh Kid Ice, rest in peace, and 2 Live Crew to hip hop. Like, in order to coordinate everything that's important in New York and the East Coast hip hop, which is none of the rest of it exists without it, you gotta not glaze over some shit that has a lot of depth in the South and on the West Coast. And even in the Midwest. Chicago has a lot. Detroit has so much. So I don't know. I feel like we should regionally have, even though it causes more division, but yeah, hip hop is not 50 on the West Coast. Yeah. Bounce and wobble. Bounce and wobble. People in the hood, let me see your head bobble. 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 That's vintage Will shit. Weird, fucking great, crazy shit.
Come on, bounce and wobble. Come on, bounce and wobble. People in the front, let me see your head bobble. Come on, bobble. Come on, bobble. Come on, bobble. 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 Come on, bobble.
Could have been the single, but stay tuned in. We'll talk about that. But what it did do, it did get in 21 Jump Street. I think it's shout out to Keir Lehman, I think is his name. I might be fucking it up. But Keir, I think, was a musical director for 21 Jump Street. And I have been going to South by Southwest. If we haven't talked about it on the podcast, Living Legends was one of the first groups, thanks to Hip Hop Mecca, that was allowed to perform as a part of South by Southwest. If you can believe it or not, it's so rap dominated now. But in the late 90s, in the 1990s, there was a few. It was Black Alicious, Us, Soul Sides, and a couple other groups. But it's always around my birthday, which is in March on the 16th, 3/16. So I spent a lot of birthdays. I turned 20, turned 21 at South by Southwest, and I remember those times. And And I forget which year it was. I was trying to do the math, but 28, maybe whenever this record came out, I got the notice that I would have my song in the movie. I was like, cool. I've had shit placed in a couple commercials and video games since then. So I was like, cool. I was like, but it's a movie I wanted to see. I love 21 Jump Street. Man, I still get like teary-eyed and emotional. I get whatever it is. The nostalgia, heavy nostalgia. I don't think there's a song. Caribbean Queen by Billy Ocean. What's Love Got to Do with It? And the theme for 21 Jump Street, give me, and Part-Time Lover by Stevie Wonder, all give me, no, fuck that, not even Part-Time Lover, just those three. Give me like this feeling.
Down on Jump Street, say jump. Down on Jump Street.
Your friends will be there when your back is to the wall. So when that movie was coming out, and Jonah was in it too, I was like, this is about to be funny as shit. I feel like Ice Cube's in the first one too. Ice Cube, like, man, 21 Jump Street, this is great. I'll be at South by Southwest. Also, it comes out on March 16th. I think it came out March 16th, my birthday. And I love movies. And we've talked about that on the podcast. I would have been a movie director had I got my grades together, maybe. Been to a shit ton of movies. Movies are a religious experience for me. I had no idea, like, oh, maybe they're going to play it during the credits. I had no idea what scene it was in. And they played the part with my name, and it's like the music is prominent. It's when the Channing Tatum, I think that's her name, and Jonah are coming out of the limousine.
Are we really going to take down a whole drug operation by ourselves? I got some contacts that'll help us.
Fly like a condor, fly like an eagle. Fly in the 85, candy painted regal. Fly like a...
And I'm like, yo. And it, like, man, I couldn't have had a better birthday present. Like, I was like, oh shit, I made it. And if we were able, like, Dreadlocks was in Madden. I had a song in Madden, like shit black kids dream about. I had a song in a movie. I was Madden. And like, we just couldn't follow it up with the radio plans we had because of what happened. Stay tuned, y'all. Next week, move to track 3. Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in L.A. podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace.